Hey folks, it's Dave back here, rolling some more highlight hockey here from 49 Sports. Gonna give it another go. Gonna try a couple different teams, a different year. See if I can get the scores down a little bit. Apparently my scores were not out of line, if you will. I had 8-3, and then I had 7-7 with two empty net goals here by Quebec in my other game. Today, we're going to be playing 1970, and it's going to be the Kings at the Seals, so two teams that were really not all that good will go at it, and you know that's what I like to play anyway. So, and Barbara says she gets the little number 1 thing over there. I'm not sure what that means, if that's you the first comment or what it is, but anyway, congratulations. You made a nice little mark over there. Alrighty, so we're going to... I'll get my volume down here so I don't clip. I was clipping. Sorry about that. All right, so we're going to try to set this up here. I'm getting pretty good at the setup. I just hope I don't remember how to play the full game because that was fun too, and I want to play the full game. All right, so let's start off by figuring out who our goalies are, okay? So for the Kings, we have two possible goalies. We have Dennis DeJordy and Jack Norris. And a 1-14 will be DeJordy, and 15-20 will be Jack Norris. So let me roll, and the 20-sided die is the black die, and it's a 15, so we're going to get Jack Norris in the net. Holy cow. So they're going to go with I don't know if he's the backup goalie, but Jack Norris will be our goalie over here. And then for the Seals, so now we have, we got to go on the other side, so we have Snedden, Smith, and, oh man, I'm just wrecking everything, ain't I? And Worthy here. So let's see. We got a 16. So it's going to be Gary Smith. So Gary Smith will be in the net. Now we need to see what their skills are going to be here. Right? So let's go. So we got a 1-12 here. So let's go on the 1-12 dice, which is the white one, an 8. So he is good. So we're going to be right here with a 3 in the rebound section because that's what we use for highlight. And over here, we have a 3 as well, and he'll be good. So they'll both be good. So they're both 3s, if I can remember that. The last time I did this, I looked at the wrong goalies. And now that I have the cards out here, that might help me a little bit. So we have that. Now we need to set up this over here. And if I remember how this goes, we take a look at, we're going to start off with LA first, because they're going to be the road team. So Los Angeles, they are a defense clear. So what I want to do is roll my 12-sided die. In a 1-9, they will stay clear. And yes, so they will stay clear. So we're going to put that on the top over here. And the defense is pass in. So 1-9, they will stay pass in. No, they will play dump and chase today. All right, so that is for the Kings. Now for the Seals, their defense plays clear. So 1-9, they will be clear. And it's a 9, so they will play clear. And the other defense here is balanced. So 1-6 and 7-12 will be pass in. So that's what the Seals are going to look like. So I think that's all I really need here off the chart. Again, it just has their team and the all that stuff there. So that is done as Ryan comes by and Vinny. Yeah, we're going back, Vin, to a lot less scoring here. So let's see how this works out, right? And I think these cards are a little bit wider. That's why my screen's a little bit wider here today. So as Ryan comes by, hi Ryan. Okay, so now we need to see, we need to move this over here. So again, the setup takes about 2 minutes. I'm going real slow, but you roll to see what they're playing. Okay, then you roll for the goalie or choose the goalie if you like. And now we're going to roll here on the track. And the track is kind of fun because it mixes up who's shooting and what line. And these are all 12-sided rolls. So I have a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not like imperative that you land on the exact one here, by the way. It's just to give it a different starting place. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then a 9. And 8. Okay. I like to start the game with 1 and 1, and I don't know if I need to go with what's on the track here or not. But I'm just gonna start with with that like that. So I'm going to start with 1-1 on the ice. That's just how I want to start the game. And if it turns out that that's wrong, if somebody sees that and says, no, you have to go, it's on the track for whatever, let me know. But that's what I'm going to do. And how does Quick Decks compare to Highlight Hockey? You only have Quick Decks. This goes a lot faster. Okay, it's not quite as in depth. You don't get quite all your shots on goal and everything. I don't think, because it's a highlight game. It's almost like Shootout or Stone Cold Hockey, where you kind of freeze the action and take a look at what's going on at that point. You get a lot more goals because you're taking a look at all the action in shorter gulps, if you will. I do like the full game. I want to get back to the full game, and obviously it takes longer, but the setup's pretty much the same. I think there's an active, though, on the other thing, though. It's on the active there. All right, so yeah, Quick Decks is the longer version, and he created a new one called End to End, which is even longer than Quick Decks. So I played both in Colorado, and I like both, but I'm starting with the Highlight Hockey just so I can get the flow of it, and then I'll jump back over to the Quick Decks version. And it's kind of deceiving because Quick Deck sounds like it's a quick game. It's not. That's the regular game. It's just you're using Quick Deck cards. So the Highlight one is the fastest one, okay? And Ryan says, Ray and I tried to play the other day at Washington, Connecticut, but we couldn't figure it out. Well, I'm going to try to help you along here with the Highlight one, and then at some point, maybe tomorrow or this weekend, I might come up with a full game. I played it out there, and I was getting good at it, but again, Grant was right there walking me through it. So so it's easy when you got the developer right there. Now he's not here, so I got to kind of figure it out. The other thing you do here for the highlight cards is this right here. So I'm going to roll my 12-sided die, which is the white one, and I have a 3. So I'm going to be using 6 cards in each of the 3 periods. And this just gives you a little variety here as to how much offense you're checking, okay? So we're going to do 6 cards. So I've already shuffled these. So we're just going to do 1, 2, we'll do 3, 4, and then I'll come off the middle here, 5 and 6. So this will give us our 6 cards for this period that we're looking at. And I think we're ready to go. All right, so we are starting here. The other thing I have off to the side, this is all I need for this game, is I have my possession chart, right, which is just the face-off chart. And then you have your assists for even strength and your assists for the power play. And over here, there's some 3-on-3 if you're playing 3-on-3, which I will not be in 1970, Okay, so here's how we're going to start it. We're going to roll our 20-sided dice. Again, I'm starting with 1-1, okay? 1-1. So, and again, maybe I shouldn't do that, but again, this is how you change your lines during the game, and I'll show you how that goes. Okay, so let's roll our 20-sided die for possession. So we have 11, and 11 says high O rate gains possession. So I look at my high O rate, right? So we have 10 over here. So 10's the highest. They have 8s, and so I imagine the King's going to win a lot of those. So the King's going to get the puck. So we're going to put the possession over here for the visitors. Now we're going to flip our first card. If the poo-po, it's not a poo-poo platter, okay? Anytime you see poo-po, okay, poo-po is not a poo-poo platter. Poo-po is the puck possession team. All right, so I hope you can see that right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look, say, is the puck of the Kings, so I just changed it to Kings. If the Kings are playing pass out, the Kings are not. They're playing clear, okay? So come down, so you just ignore all this and get down here. If the Kings are playing clear, which they are, and they have 2 players with a hitting of 9+. So we have 8 and 8 and 6, so no, they don't, okay? So they do not. Or do they have 2 forward hitting a 7+? Well, yeah, we do actually here. So we don't have the 2 of the 9, but we do have 2 forwards with a hitting of 7. So Bob Berry and Ross Lonsbury are hitting of 7 or better. So in this case here, FD is going to get a slot +5. So what we do is we slide the FD to the next one and read it, so it's LD. Okay, so this is forwards only, this is defense only, this is forwards and defense, so it could be anybody. So in this particular instance, FD is going to be the left D, and he's going to get a slot +5 shot. So what that means is we go to the left D, which is Gilles Marat. Slot is +1, or 1 +5 is 6, okay? So he's got a 1, and a 5 is 6. I'm shooting on a goalie, Gary Smith, who is good. They're both good, so in the middle. And you're supposed to use the rebound for the saves. So this works much like Hockey Blast, whereas you're checking the shot total of the shooter and then the save total of the goalie. So if you played Hockey Blast, it's kind of similar. So what you need to do is with this 5 plus 1 with a 6, I roll a 20-sided die. It's got to be 6 or less to be in range. We've all played in range enough times, I would hope. And if it is, it has a chance for a goal. If it's not, then it doesn't have a chance for a goal. Then you would check the goalie. And so I got to roll on the 12-sided die. I have to roll 3 or less for him to make the save. Okay, if it's in range and it's in range with a goalie, then he makes a save and it's a rebound. If it's in range but not in range, he gets a goal, much like play. Okay, that's kind of how the Hockey Blast works. All right, so I need to get the Thrashers on the table. Yeah, I do have a couple of Thrasher seasons that I want to get on the table. You're exactly right. All right, so let's roll the dice. So I'm looking for on the black die, which is 20. I need 6 or less to get it on target, and for Smith to make the save on the white die, you need the 3. So here's what we got. So it's higher, and it's higher. So if I go to my chart here, and this is, you only need this like 2 times, and then you get used to it. So it's out of the shooter range, and it's out of the goalie range. So it's going to be an okay rebound. It's not a good rebound. If the shooter's in range, you can either score or get a good rebound. If it's out of range, it's either a face-off or just an okay rebound. So those are the only 4 things that can happen on that. So it's out of range of both, so we're going to get an okay rebound. In this case, it doesn't specify. It just says rebound. So if I look at this card here, okay, it would normally say okay rebound and good rebound, but in this case, it's all the same. So the puck possession gets to the rebound. F's going to get an inside shot plus 5. So now I go to my F, and it's going to say right wing, but there's a caveat here. It says 6 plus. So my right wing, Ross Lonsberry, is this shooting a 6 plus? Yeah, it's an 11. So he will pass the check on the board and get the shot away. So the right wing passes the check on the track. He will get the shot on net. And so that's going to be right wing inside 5. So Lonsberry with a 5, we add 5, and that brings us to 10. So we're shooting 10 on 3. And here, and guess what? 8 is less than 10. That's in range. 9 is greater than 3. Ross Lonsberry scores for the Kings. And that's what I'm finding. There's a lot of goals in this game. So our first card, we already have a goal. If I did it correctly, all right, so we're going to say right around 18 minutes, Lonsberry will get the goal for the Kings. Now we're going to look for assists. So we're going to roll our 20-sided die. I get a 1. Highest assist only on 1 to 3. So the highest assist is on the pass assist. So it's going to be, looks like a 13 for Judah Whiting. So Lonsberry from Whiting. And the Kings lead this one 1-0 on the basically first play of the game. So there you go. 1-0 for the Kings. So now we change lines. So we need to push this along. So it says forward 4. So forward 4. And D-men number 3. So D-men number 3. And so what I do is if it's empty here, what I do is I slide someone in from the top line to fill in. So I'll have the top line right D and the top line left wing over here. They do have a 4th line, and for right D, we're just going to bring down Vadnais. So I'm sorry, Cahan will drop down and Vadnais will drop down double shift. That just makes it easier. Okay. All right, so let's get possession now. So after the goal, that makes it 1-0 for the Kings. A 13 says visitor gains possession. Okay, so the possession will go to the Kings. Let's flip the card. My pen here. If the puck possession, if the Kings are playing pass in, and they are not playing pass in, so we skip this. If the puck possession team, which is the Kings, are playing dump and chase, which they are. Okay, we check here. If the defender, high D rate is 13. So do I have a D rate of 13? I do not. He would cause a turnover. Or do I have 2 defensemen rated 11 plus? Or D rates? No, I don't. I have 7, 10, and then 6, 8, 7. So I don't have any defense. So, okay. So none of that's going to happen. None of this is going to happen. So I believe I go here. The puck possession team, the Kings maintain control, rotate lines, go to the next card. So the Kings maintain control. We're going to go to the next card and change lines. So forward line 1 comes out for both teams. D-Men 1 comes out for both teams. Kings have the puck, and we just flip the next card. Okay? Home team has control. So, the Seals have taken control of the puck. They move into the attack zone. The pass goes to FD. And we move this to the next one. That's the center. So, Dennis Hextall has it. And he's going to get a choice plus 8. Well, we're going to come over here to Hextall, and, 7 on the in is the highest, so he's going to try to get an inside shot. So 7 plus 8 is 15. Oh, and Grant did put out the note that you can't get any higher than 18, and I didn't know that. I either didn't read it or just forgot. So 18 is the highest you can get. I had some guys that had 22 on their shots today. It's like, well, yeah. So 18 is the highest you can go. And also, you can't go any higher than 3 times the value. Okay, so if this was an outside shot for Dennis Hextall, the highest he could go is 6 because that's a 2. If you can't read that, that's a 2. So on this particular play, Dennis Hextall is a 7, plus 8 is 15. So I'm 15 shooting on 3. 15 shooting on 3 to tie the game. And a 17 is out of range of the shooter, and a 2 is in range. So if I'm out of range of the shooter and within range of the goalie, it's no rebound, it's a save. So they don't even get a rebound out of that. That's how bad that roll was. So that's going to be a save. Okay, so on no rebounds, we got to read this. I don't know if I read that earlier, but no rebound. Defender gets control. Rotate the lines, go to the next card. All right, so it's going to be forward line 3 comes out. And D-men 3. So we're back to our third line defense. So now we're going to flip another card with the Kings in control. Penalty. If the highest on each team is 15 plus, there's a fight. No, I got 1s and 6s and 4s and 3s. And over here, no, 1s and 3s. Yeah, so I do not have that. If neither team has 15 plus, then a penalty against the highest on the ice. If tied, the home team gets the power play. Okay, so 15 plus. I don't have a 15 plus. Not even one team. So if neither team has, the penalty is against the highest on the ice. Okay. Now what I need to know here is if the highest in each team is that it doesn't specify on the ice. So I need to ask about that. So this one, I'm going to take my picture here, and I'm going to ask about that. So again, what I like about these fast action cards is I just start taking pictures of them, and that'll remind me to go and ask the people who play the game or develop the game what it is. So I guess my question would be, if I do have a 15, but he's not on the ice, do I still include that in the fight because he's not on the ice? So I need to find that out. But I don't have to worry about it now, so we're going to take the highest on the ice. So I have a 6 over here. And down over here, I have a 3 and a 4 because 3 is playing over here. So I have a 6. Over here, I have 1, 4, and 2. Vadnais is actually double shifting here with the 8. So Vadnais gets the penalty. So we have a power play now coming up for the Kings. So Vadnais is going to take a penalty. So let's just put that up in the middle. And so we're going to go with the penalty card now. So it's going to be Los Angeles power play. So we flip. What we do now is here we flip the man advantage card. Okay. And here's the man advantage card. It's Doug's rooting for the Seals. Mike in the truck comes by. All right, so the power play. If the power play, hang on. So we got one other thing we need to do. We got to put the power play out here, right? So we got to get our special teams. There's a special teams chart. And what we do is we roll. And so we're going to use the power play first unit. Okay, there's unit 1 and unit 2. So it's going to be unit 1 against shorthanded 1. So we have that out there. Okay. And, do you know what I figured out, too? PJ was asking something about can you change the lines in the whole bit? Because these are printed cards. Well, I went into the he sent me 1970 on the Excel, and he does have extra players. So you can actually go in and grab your extra players and drop them in and then print out that spreadsheet, or just use them on the computer if you want. So you can swap these up. You just either need to print them for each game or just have them on the computer. So they are, if you have the Excel, and I don't know if the Excel comes with the printed version. That's one thing I don't know. I'm pretty sure with the PDF version you'll get the Excel, but I'm kind of wondering if you order the print version, if you can also get the Excel spreadsheet so you can play around it if you want. So that's something I'll have to ask Grant as well. As Frank comes by, he's rooting for the Seals. And so let's continue on. Again, I'm playing this just real slow here is what I'm doing here. And this is my second or third game, so I imagine I'll pick up the pace quite a bit if I'm not streaming. So so don't ask me how long it takes, because when I'm explaining it, it takes forever. Alrighty, so if the power play has 2 offensive ratings of 10 plus, well, we do. Judah Wying and Bob Berry are 10, so we do. So yes. So it's going to be passed to FD, and he's going to get a choice shot plus 8. So FD, we move it. It's going to be the left defenseman. So Gilles Marat, and, well, he's 1 across the board. So it doesn't matter where he shoots from. He's a 1. So we're going to add 8 to that. However, you can only triple this number. So instead of adding 8 to make 9, we can only bump this up to 3. Okay, so he's out on the power play, but we can only triple the number we're looking at. So it's going to be a 3. So he's going to be a 3 shooting on a 3. Let's roll the dice here. That's out of range and out of range. So that's going to be an okay rebound. Okay, so we go down to rebound okay. The shorthanded team, they control the puck. They catch the power play out of position. FD races down the ice and gets a slot plus 5. So the left winger heads down the ice, who, well, we're just going to say it's going to be Hickey. So Ernie Hickey races down the ice, shorthanded bid, and he's going to get a slot plus 5. So that's going to be 3 and 5 is 8. So shorthanded bid. I had Dale Hunter get 2 shorthanded goals in my game earlier today with Quebec and Boston. That's how that worked out for Boston. So shorthanded bid, 3 and 8. 3 and 5 is 8. 8 shooting on 3. So Hickey coming down shorthanded. Score! The 6 is less than 8, or equal to or less than 8. 9 is greater than 3. And Hickey has scored for the Seals shorthanded, if you can believe it. All right, so let's see what we're going to get for assists over here. So I'm assuming I'm using the power play here because it's even strength in power play. So if they're shorthanded, I guess you could use, I'll have to figure out which one you use on that. But I rolled an 8. So we're going to say the highest and the second highest get assists. So what a turn of events here, as it's going to be Ernie Hickey in the first period. So E. Hickey, shorthanded goal. And we said it was, what, the highest and the second highest. Okay. So the pass assist over here is going to be Hextall and Vadnais. All right. So Dennis Hextall and Vadnais. And we are tied at 1-1 here in California. Can you feel it? And the power play is 1 card in the highlight game. It's just 1 card. If they don't score, whatever happens, it's either score or don't score, and that ends. So there's only the 1 card. So that is that. So we will do that. So now we'll take the special teams off. The Seals shorthanded team coming up big. And again, what a lot of people like to do is if they get the PDF version, which I'm probably gonna get a couple more seasons in PDF, is they'll print these on the opposite side. So all you have to do is flip it instead of having a separate sheet. So that's something that other people do if you want. The printed version comes with 2. All right, so let's change lines. So it says visitor 4, home 1, and then D-men 1 for both. And that's kind of the automatic line change things here, is how that goes. Well, both of our stomachs over here today have not been good. We had lunch at a local place that we go to once in a while. Our normal place is closed for vacation, and I got a nice I got some buffalo wings and a lobster roll. It's really good. It's like great summer food. And yeah, both our stomachs have been kind of yucky since we come home. So I think it was she had some of the buffalo wings, so the sauce might have been a little much, you know. So I got 3 shorthanded goals. Yeah. In the games I played already. Yep. Yeah, no, that's why I'm playing. I want to play more of these. I want to see how the scores go and how everything happens. I want to make sure that, if I got any questions that I can ask and try to clear it up. So we'll see. Let's continue on. So we have this over here. So there's no possession. So let's get our possession. Alrighty. And so I have a 20. Visitor center tossed out. Let's re-roll. So Labossiere is wiped out. 14, Home gains possession. All right, so the Seals with the puck. Let's flip a card. All righty. Let's just flip one card. Okay, how about that? All right, the Seals playing pass out. The Seals are playing clear. They're not playing pass out, so they're playing clear. They're unable to get anything started. They main control, but we just rotate lines. So basically nothing happened. They couldn't do anything. So forward line 3 comes out for both teams. And second line defense, the Seals will still control the puck. And now we go to card number 5. Are they playing pass in? Yes, the defense is playing pass in on the Seals who have the puck. Do I high Seal pass assist 16? I doubt it. No. So the guys on the ice do not have 16. They make a okay. Do they have a 12? Nope. So my high pass assist right now is 7 with Ted Hampson. Okay. So they don't have 12, they don't have 9. So else the defender takes control. So they couldn't make the play because they stink so bad. And we go to the next card. So that's all that happens here. So it's a little bit different when you're playing the crappy teams. You know, that's how it goes. And P-Jet drops by. And, yeah, P-Jet, I was actually playing in Excel. And I did find out that you can manipulate the lines in Excel. So if you want to go into Excel and go into the extra players and just basically cut that line and drop it into your lineup, you can create your own lineup. Then if you have the choice of printing them out if you want or just kind of leaving them on your computer screen. So, yes, you can manipulate the lines to your heart's content. And maybe before I go, I'll show that spreadsheet off there. But it's basically this, and then the next tab, it's got your special teams, and then in the third tab, it has all the extra guys, and they're all listed like this. So I just cut and dropped it in, and it worked like a charm. So it is possible. All right, so we said defenders takes control, rotate the lines. I think we already did rotate the lines, right? And did we rotate the lines? So we have D-men 2 and forward 3. Yeah, okay, I think we did. And so now let's go here. So this is the last card of the period. Are the Kings playing pass out? No, they're playing clear. So if they're playing clear, do I have 2 offensive people with a rating of 9? No, I have 1. Okay. Do I have 1 forecheck 9? I've not checked the forecheck yet. No, I don't. Okay, so I don't have the offense. I don't have this. So the puck goes out of play, face off to start the next card. So basically that ends the period. So much better here. So if I go to my chart over here, okay, so it's going to be the Kings 1 and the Seals 1 after 1 period. Lonsbury getting the goal from Whiting. Remember, that was on the first card, right? And then over here was Hickey from Hextall and Vadnais, shorthanded for the Seals. And so that's where we stand right now. Oh, and I got to put in our goalies here. Visitor goalie is Norris, and we had Gary Smith as our home goalie. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is what I like to do is I've already, like I said, I rolled my dice, and we decided it was 6, 6, and 6. I rolled low again, so that's going to be how many cards for each period. So I put them back in, and I shuffle. Excuse me, is what I do. The penalties I kind of shuffle at the end of the second period. I don't know why I just do it that way. It was Ernie Hickey that got the shorthanded goal. So that's who had it. All righty, so let's start the next period. So it's going to be forward line 2. And D-men, visitor 3 and home 2. So visitor 3 and home 2. So that's where we're going to start the period. I need 6 cards. 1, 2, 3 or 4. So that's 3, 4, and we'll pick a couple in the middle. 5 and 6. All right, so those are my 6 cards for the period. And you can see how quick the periods go if you don't have a lot of craziness. All right, let's determine possession. A 7. High face-off wins and tied to the high O rate. So the high face-off wins. So we have a 7 and we have a 4. And the face-off numbers are the ones right next to the player. Okay. I don't know if it says that in the book, but that's what it is. So the Kings will get the puck here, and let's flip our first card. Visiting team has control. So sometimes, Grant always says, he goes, you don't need to determine puck control right off the bat because sometimes it's going to tell you, but I like to know who has the puck and then if they lose it. That's just me. So the visiting team has control. Yes, they do. They move into the attack zone And the pass goes to FD for a choice +5. So FD is the right wing. We move that along the track, the right wing. So Mike Byers. And, well, we're always going to go inside if we have a choice. So he's a 7 +5. So he's a 12. He's a 12 shooting on 3. So here we go. Here's the shot, and he will score. So Mike Byers puts that in for the Kings. Another early goal by the Kings. And they will take a 2-1 lead in this one. All right, so there's the 2. So at, we'll call that 19 minutes, so 1 minute in, 19 minutes on the clock, Byers will score. And let's check our assists. So I rolled a 20, and it's a 9. The highest and the third highest. So on my assists over here, it looks like it's going to be, so Byers, that's the 2 forwards here, so Backstrom and Pulford. Okay. So 2-1 Kings. And we move on. So let's move it up here. So it's forward line 1. Change the lines. D-men 2. So that'll stay there. That'll come here. And let's see who gets puck possession here to start this next segment. A 10. High D rate gains possession. So we have all 7s, 8 and 8. Have 8s and a 9. So we have Noel Price has a 9. So the Kings will get the puck here right off the bat. Are the Kings playing pass out? No, they're playing clear. Do I have 2 offensive people rated 9 or more? Yes, Whiting and Berry at 10. So yes, I do. So the FD, which is the right D, so Matt Ravlich is going to get a slot chance +6. Okay, slot chance +6. So his slot chance is a 1. But again, you can only go 3 times as the number here. So the slot is 1, so he can only go 3. So that makes much more sense. So that'll kind of curb his scoring a little bit. So instead of a 7, he's going to be a 3. So it's going to be 3 shooting on 3. And that's out of range and out of range. So that will be an okay rebound. So it doesn't specify, so we just go with rebound. If the defender high D man is 12+, no. No, defender high D man is not rated 12. No. So the puck possession team, so the Kings get the rebound. The forward gets an inside shot +5. So it's going to be the left wing. So Bob Berry, inside is 8 +5 is 13. And it's a -2. Oh, so this is going to be a goal. So I'm shooting 13 on 1. 13 on 1, and he easily scores. And Bob Berry puts it home, and it's 3-1 for the Kings. So here in the second period, Bob Berry scores. Let's check for assists now. And we're going to get highest and the second highest. So I'm assuming it's going to be Whiting and Lonsbury. So Lonsbury with a goal and an assist. And Whiting with 2 assists. So Bob Berry scores, and the Kings now take the lead 3-1. So now we're going to go forward line 3. D-men 3. And let's flip, and let's get possession here. A 16, home team gains possession. So for right now, the Seals have it trailing 3-1. All righty, so the Seals set up in the offensive zone, cycle the puck around, going to FD for a slot +5. So it's going to be the center. So Gary Jarrett, a slot is 2. So again, 5 is 7. So they can only go 3 times as much. So that'll be a 6. So instead of a 7. So that's a 6. Shooting on 3. 6 shooting on 3. And that's out of range and out of range. So that'll be an okay rebound. So it doesn't specify if you just go to rebound. Do the Seals have 2 forwards 9+? No. They have 1 because Vadnais would be down here. So they don't. So the puck control team, which is the Seals, so they'll get a shot. Oh, that's still pretty decent, though. A slot shot +4. So, oh boy, LD, though. So that's going to be Dick Matasui. He's going to get a slot, which is a 1 +4. But again, the highest we can go is 3 times the amount. So it's going to be a 3. and the goalie adds 2. So it's going to be 3 shooting on 5, way out of range. The second rebound is going to be Seals puck in the neutral zone, but we got to change line. So the Seals cannot convert on that one, and we'll change line. So it's going to be 3 and 1, so that'll stay 3, and then it'll go 1, and the second line defense come out, and we're going to flip another card here. Teams are playing 4-on-4. There's plenty of room out there. The Seals move into the attack zone. The pass goes to the high shooter, slot +5. So Ernie Hickey is going to get it here. So, and his slot is a 3, so that'll be an 8. So Hickey's an 8 shooting on 3. Can Hickey put in another one here? And he scores! A nice low roll of 3, and the 5 will beat the 3 over here. And Hickey scores his second of the game, and the Seals cut it to 3-2. So Ernie Hickey scoring here. About 7 minutes to go in the period, just kind of estimating. I'll come up with a better way of doing that. Let's take a look at our assists, shall we? The highest and the third highest. So Hextall will get 1, and Malloy. So Dennis Hextall with his second assist of the day, and Malloy will get 1 here, and it's now 3-2. Okay. So let's move our lines again. So it's going to be forward 1 and D1. Okay, forward 1 and D1. And let's check for possession. 7. High face-off wins. So we have 2 and 5. So the Seals will get the puck here. And just a couple of cards to go in the period. All right, the Seals take advantage of a turnover. They move out on a 3-on-1. Use player selection 2 from F and 1 from... Use the player selection 2 from F. Oh, so it's a 3-on-1. So 2 from F. So it's going to be the right wing. Oh, let's go to the right D. So the right wing and the right D on the break. So Emin and Vadnais setting up the rush. And it's going to go to the high offensive rated player, which, actually it's going to be Vadnais with a 9. He's the highest rated guy. So we'll move up Hickey with him as well. So we'll slide Hickey in there because we can't have the same guy. So that's how I'm going to do it. Inside shot, oh boy, it would have been better if it was a forward, though. So this is one of those cases you kind of wish it wasn't the high guy because he's only got a 1. And it says add 8, but we can only go up to 3. So it's a 3-on-1. Vadnais decides to take the shot. 3 shooting on 3, and that'll be a save. We got a rebound. They'll get the puck back. Seals get the puck. They'll move it around. It goes back to the D, and the D is the right D. So it goes back to Vadnais for an outside shot. So, here we go. So an outside shot, he's a 3. And we add 4 to that, so that'll be a 7. So we can use the 7. So it's a 7-on-3. So Vadnais shot and a save. They'll move it around. Vadnais gets it again. Tees this one up. 7-on-3. And another save. Second rebound. Cleared away. Defense clears the puck. And a face-off to start the next card. Oh, so a couple of good chances here by the Seals as Vadnais was turned aside. So we're going to go forward line 2. And D-man 1 will stay out there. Okay, so now we have a face-off. 3, visitor gains possession. So the Kings with it now, leading 3-2. Last flip of the period. Superstar card. I've not had a superstar card. If any player on the ice has a shoot, pass, or create rating of 20+, his team gets a chance below. No, I don't think so. Shoot, no one's got a 20 over here, right? No, they don't. This can be both teams. Do any of the Seals have a 20 over here? 10 is the highest they got. So no. So this is not a superstar play by any means. Neither team able to generate anything. The Kings maintain possession and go to the next card. So that would end the period. So a little bit better here. The Kings pick up a couple of goals in this second period, and the Seals get 1. So after 2 periods, it's 3-2 for the Kings going into the third. So let's move our line. So we got visitor 1, home 3, and then D-men 2. And so we'll take our cards and we'll shuffle it. And let's see if the Seals can come back. I originally designed this game to play either an APRA or Hockey Bones. And this was the last Seals game ever, which was Los Angeles and California. So that's why when I designed I designed so many of these sheets, years ago, and I'm just starting to dig into them. That was supposed to be an APA game, the Seals and the Kings last game is what that was supposed to be. Okay, so here we go. Third period action here. 6 cards. 1, 2, and we'll just split it up over here. 3, 4, and then we'll come in over here. 5 and 6, I think that is. I think I pulled out 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay. So here we go. Third period action here in California. Okay. So let's get puck possession. A 7. High face-off wins, tie to the high offensive rate. So we got a 2 and a 5. So the Seals will get the puck here. So the Seals will have the puck. Alrighty. Penalty. Penalty against the highest on ice. So our penalties, we have 5 over here. And over here we have 5. So we're tied at 5. If the highest players are tied, both teams gets a power play starting with the visitors. Use a new power play card for each team. Okay. If the highest players are less than 6, which I believe they will be less than 6. Here we go. Okay, so there's going to be no penalty here. If it's 6 plus, so I don't have 6s, right? I have 5, and I have 5, so I don't have 6s. If the highest players on both teams are less than 6, the defender takes control. So the Kings get it and go to a new card. Simple enough. Sometimes just read the card, it comes out. So no penalties on that one there. So we got forward line 4 coming out, and defense 3. No, defense 3. Here we go. Okay. So the Kings with the puck, and the Kings have control. The D makes a breakaway pass to F, so the center, who's in all alone. So the center. So Labossiere goes in alone. Roll a D12. Let's roll it, and it's a 10. And let's see, the puck possession goes to the power play with their first unit. Okay, so that's going to be a power. So he's hauled down, and it's going to be a power play. So no penalty shot. Okay, so it's going to be a power play here with their first unit. All right, so the Kings go on the power play here. So let's get our unit out here. And we said it was going to be unit 1. So we don't even have to look. It's going to be unit 1 and then shorthanded 1. So we don't have to put the marker on there. So here's the power play card. If the power play, FD, which is the left wing, has a pass assist of 10, he does. It's going to be choice with a shoot of +9. So, I think we're going to give it a Lonsbury. He's got the 11. So we'll go to Lonsbury. And it's going to be a choice +8. So, oh boy. So he's got a 5 inside. So he's got a 13. So Lonsbury shooting 13 on 3. And he scores. Ross Lonsbury on the power play. Puts it home. And that power play goal makes it 4-2 for the Kings. So Lonsbury cashes in. Let's check our assists on the play. So for Lonsbury, that's the second goal. It's a third period goal, Dave, on the power play. And Ross Lonsbury. And highest and the second highest. So Whiting and Berry on the assists. Okay. And so that will end that. So the power play is up. Seals give up the goal. No shorthanded goal this time, Vin. All right, so 4-2 now for the Seals. Let's move it along. So visitor 2, and home 3. So visitor 2, home 3, and D-man 1 for both. Okay. And again, when you order the printed version, you do get all these little tokens here in this little case. So if you get the PDF version, you have to kind of mark it yourself. You get on the hobby store or Amazon or something to find these little pegs here. Okay, so here we go. So it is now 4-2 after the power play goal. Let's get some possession going here. A 15. High face-off wins. So we have 7. And, what was the 3 for the Seals? And 5. So if we roll the 15, it says high face-off wins. So it's going to be Kings with the puck. And here we go. And they move into the attack zone. Do they have a high offensive rating and 9+? Yes, we have 3 of them, actually. All 3 of them have a 9. And Gilles Marat, so 4 out of the 5 have a 9. So it's going to be F with an inside shot plus 12. So the left wing, but I get a caveat here, he's going to be 6+ on the shot, and he is. So the left wing, Bob Pulford, is going to get an inside shot, so he's a 5. Now, if we add 12, that's 17. So, again, we can't go above 3 times the 5, so it's going to be a 15. And we add 2 to the goalie, so it's 15. Shooting on 5, and it's in range, but a save. And that's going to be a nice stop over here by Gary Smith, and that's going to be a rebound. And now this, it doesn't specify. This, I don't know if that's good rebound, an okay rebound. Well, there's another picture I got to take. Or do I get 3 rebounds? Maybe I get 3 rebounds on this one here. So there's that one. We'll take a couple more pictures and we'll ask around. So what is going to play like rebounds? So the Kings get control. F gets an inside shot plus 4. So it's going to be the right wing. So it's going to go to Byers. So he's going to get a 7 plus 4 is an 11. 11 on 3, and he will score. So Mike Byers scores, and it's now 5-2. And again, see, this is my little bit of my concern here is how many goals I'm getting in this game. I'd like to have a nice 2-1 game here. It just doesn't seem to happen. So Byers with his second goal of the day, and 14 on my assists, is going to be high if it's greater than 15. No. Our second and third highest, if it matters. Again, it's just kind of having fun here. So we got Backstrom and Pulford. All right, so it is 5-2 now for the Kings. Let's do our line changes here. So we got forward line 1 and D-man 2. And here we go. Puck possession. 7. High face-off wins. So we have a 2 and a 5. So the Seals will get possession over here. Yeah, well, you're supposed to use the rebound in the highlight game. If I use the normal rating, they tend to be 1 or 2 higher. Again, I'm not trying to question anything, but I guess I'm questioning it here with how many goals I'm getting with every game I played. Again, this is 5-3. This is my lowest scoring game, and I still have half a period to go. All right, so let's continue on here. So it's going to be Seals with the puck after the face-off win. Penalty against the highest-rated player on the ice. So we have a 5 and a 14 for Hextall here. So it's going to be a power play here. Oh boy. So Seals will go shorthanded, and 10's going to be second unit. Okay, so we're going to clear this out of the way. We'll bring in the power play and the penalty kill. So we're going to use the second unit this time. All righty. And let's continue on here. So let's flip the power play card. Does the power play have 2 forwards with a create 10+? Well, on the second line power play, yeah, they have 2 here, Backstrom and Pulford, so they do. So it goes to FD for choice plus 10. So the center, Ralph Backstrom, inside plus 10. So a 6, the most he can go is 18, so the 10's okay. So it's an 18 shooting on 3. And, oh, that's going to be a save. That's in range and a save. So we're going to get a rebound here. If the goalie is rebound 5+, he's not. If not, Kings get control and move the puck to FD. So they're going to move it over to the right wing. Slot +5. So Byers, 4 + 5 is 9. So it's 9 shooting on 3. And that's going to be an easy goal for Byers. And here we go with all the scoring again. This has me concerned. I'm not going to lie. So Byers with a power play goal. His third of the game, and the assists on the power play are highest and third highest. So Pulford and one of these other guys here. So we'll give it to Price. Pulford and Price. All righty, so there it is now, 6-3 for the Kings on the power play goal. Yeah, it uses the, just like Hockey Blast, yeah. Frank says, I use the normal rating when it's even strength, but I use rebound rating for the rebound shot. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to use, Frank, in the regular game, but in the highlight game, you're supposed to use the rebound for everything. But as you can see, yeah, there's very few shot chances in Express. Yeah, when I played the Hockey Blast Express, it was fun, but it was just, I was scoring ridiculous amounts of goals. Just saying. So forward 3, so let's get rid of the special teams. And we'll go forward 3. And defense 1. Okay, let's get some possession going here. So we have a 14 home gains possession. So the Seals have it, trailing 6-2 right now. And the Seals, are they playing pass out? No, they're playing clear. So they have 2 9-rated guys out here. What's my D1? Well, as it works out, Stackhouse and Vadnais are my 10-rated players. It's definitely not the forwards. Oh, wait. 9-rated. Oh, no, I don't. Their offense is 9 and 8. Do I have 1 forecheck 9? No, I don't. Puck goes out of play, so nothing happens. So we go to forward line 2. This will be the last card of the game. And I go V2 and H1. And this is it. So let's get possession here. 17, low face-off wins. So I have a 7 and a 4. So Seals get the puck, and visiting team has control. So it's going to come over to the Kings. They move in the zone, FD choice +5. So the left wing is going to be Pulford. So he's going to get an inside shot +5. So he has a 10 shooting on 3. And that'll be a save. It'll be out of range and a save, and no rebound. So he hangs on, but that will end the game. So here's our final score, as the Kings score 3 in the third, and they will win this one 6-2. Little better. I think the final score in real life was 5-2, right? I wonder if that was it. So anyway, so that is some more highlight hockey. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to have my cream soda. I'm going to read up on the full game. Try to remember how to play that, because I haven't played that since last weekend. And I'll be on my own, so I might have to kick around and play it on my own for a bit and see if that gets any better. The highlight, I mean, it's fine. And maybe if I played the full game, I get the same amount of goals. But it just seems like I'm getting an enormous amount of goals here. And I know the Seals are bad, but so anyway, so that is that. So we're going to find out. We'll see how it goes over here. So I'm Dave. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, as we played some more Quick Decks hockey. So I'm going to put away the highlight one, and I'm going to pull out the full game, and I'm going to see if I can get that going. I don't think I'll get that on tonight because I have to read up on it. But you notice the corners are already rounded on this. I like it, but I'm also bummed out because I can't round the corners. But anyway, I'm Dave here in Studio B. Thanks for tuning in. We played some hockey here tonight in the heat wave here in the middle of summer. Happy July 4th, everyone. And we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.